Hi ho, hi ho, heads off to work I go, with a hop and a skip and a jump and a smile. Hi ho, hello everybody, it's John Binnie. I'm in my camper van, and I am driving off to Naked Revive, the wellness center that I hire every Tuesday to be able to do my psychic reflexology. And today is a very special day because it is the first Swedish massage I will be doing at Naked Revive. And in fact, first Swedish massage treatment that I'll be doing outside of my case studies, which is really exciting. Let me show you these beautiful skies. It's like camera kind of picks it up. It's like a kind of pinky color, and yeah, it's just really magical to see. There is a new moon. I think you can just see it on the right hand side there. A wolf moon maybe for the next 3 days, and then there's this, and then the planetary alignments around the 20th, which is just truly magical times. Where do I start? Um, well, where do I start? First of all, I've been making a lot of changes in my studio, and I find it, transparently speaking, quite difficult to articulate what a dramatic impact that refactoring my studio is having on my work, on my life. But it's so funny when I think back to how I was working. So rewind back to like March, April time last year. I was just about to leave my corporate job, and I was using for years. I'd used my music setup to do my psychic and energy healing work. And literally what I do is just get like a music mic stand. I'd have a little piano stool that I'd sit on, and had a music stand to put my laptop on. All very, there's a theme here, right? Music, music, music. Whoa, look at that sky in the camera. It's so cool. And so then I just continued, right? I think part of me felt like, well, it was all very expensive equipment, high quality, like a big mixing desk, and then um, a big fancy microphone, and all these things. And I just thought, well, either just likely that I couldn't afford to, or it seemed like a huge investment to replace it and stuff. In fact, I remember vividly a moment of fear around May, June time where I felt a kind of lack of abundance and worried about some of the little controls, the finer controls on my large mixing desk breaking, and that I wouldn't have enough money to replace it, or if I did have enough money, I'd feel too scared to spend it. And what, how to describe what then happened? So I guess I've gone on for months and used, quite a difficult setup. And some of the disadvantages are there's a lot of extra cabling, there's a lot of things to turn on and off, switching between setups between music and my day job took a lot of time. And then there's all these I constantly find myself working around things, including, and it's such a small thing, right? But there's a rug that sits on top of a carpet, which I believe is like a golden rule you should never do. Never put rugs on carpets without magically securing them. But yeah, I just found that whenever I opened the door to the studio, there would be like this rug, like it work its way gradually up, like it's alive, climbing up to the edge of the studio um, room, and I couldn't easily get in. And so just after we did the work on the house and extended the kitchen, because I didn't want to disrupt the studio until that work was done. One big thing that changed for me was that I've now started doing my morning exercises like yoga, meditation, Pilates, bit of weights, mainly body weight, but all my exercises I now do in our extended kitchen, which is lovely because you don't need to eat it separately. It's a much bigger space. And although the floor is very hard, there's always an incentive to keep your kitchen clean. Plus, it's great for dancing in, right? So that had a bit of an effect on the studio use because it made me think, oh, I don't need to go in there every morning and do my exercises and meditation and everything. So now what I tend to do is, what this pattern I've been following just now is, after my run, um, I have some exercise equipment outside now because it won't fit in the extended. The kitchen's taking up too much of the garage. I can't use it inside, but it is lovely. Like seeing the stars this morning, staring at the moon as I'm doing exercises was just yay. And after I've done my exercises in the kitchen and meditation, then I go up to, and this is about 6, just after 6 a.m. So the rest of the house is very quiet. Means the only downside is I can't like speak dragon light language or sing my asset off. Um, and then I have a shower, and then I come down, and because I've already done my meditation, I just go straight outside. And the reason I go outside is I always love to record my hi, it's John videos. Yeah, and yes, I literally just held up my hand, um, even though you can't see me. And so I record them outside because I love nature, like getting involved and the birds singing along, or even just trains and car alarms or whatever goes off. It's all part of being human, right? And then once I've done that, I spend time just doing the editing and eat my breakfast, and then I can go to the studio. So this all changes the use dramatically. And it's funny because uh, when I think about, if you see how I record the little highest John videos, they're really simple. It's just a little Kevin little microphone, little Bluetooth wireless mic, and that's great. It's really simple. There are some downsides, like the motion stabilization on Android. Like Android don't allow other apps to. They don't allow you to record from Bluetooth, so you have to use a separate app. But then they also don't allow the separate apps to have stabilization, which is why you may notice, especially my walking videos and stuff, have like they have, I think, like jitter stabilizations, like they're really if my hand's shaking, it'll smooth that out. But as for like wobbling around as you're walking, it's not good. Anywho, um, and now in my studio, oh, I wish I could show you photos, but I have a desk, right? So I've always had a desk, but I got rid of, or should I say, I for now moved out my big 24-track mixer, which is huge. It took up over half the desk, and I never used to use all 24 channels because only one of me. So now I just use this beautiful little smaller mixing desk, which is cheaper. It's cheaper, smaller, and has like a million more features. And it is such a pleasure to use. It's almost like imagining a product. Whenever you have a limitation, like one limitation was when it started, I can plug it into a laptop or my phone and record, like just allow the audio to come through the mixing desk to go straight to a Zoom call or into a guided meditation. And thanks to you guys, it was some of your comments about one of the meditations, the premium meditations I did that wasn't of the best quality, um, that made me change over this. So thank you for that triggering your event. And it was good, like in a really good way. It's very positive. I'm so glad it like just tipped me over the edge because for months I've been like, I really want to do this. I want to make these changes, but I don't know what they are. And yeah, so then I figured out, I just like kind of start checking through some of the simple menus on the mixing desk and find out, yeah, I can like listen to the computer audio through as well. It's designed for podcasts I can say the word, podcasting, live music, recording music, uh, DAW, which is a digital access workstation, is that right? Or something. Anyway, it's what you connect a mixing desk into a computer with. And it just does all the things, which is just, wow. Just so excited about that. And a big fancy, it wasn't even very expensive, a big fancy microphone arm thing. That, so instead of a stand, which would I trip over all the time, everything now comes off the desk. The downside is when you type, like the whole universe shakes on camera. But the upside is you're not tripping over stuff. So I'm just so happy. Plus, I'm getting rid of everything from the studio that I don't absolutely need. And so it like really minimizing everything. So gradually I'm moving stuff out as I know, as I set up the new setup and figure out what I need, what I don't need. And that feels so good. It feels so clear and clutter free. I mean, I I know there's a new moon, and I'll come on to this in a moment. I feel really, really energized to the extent that sometimes a little bit suspect about like where's all this energy coming from? Am I in a kind of fight or flight adrenal state where I'm running on adrenaline? Which did I think I did drink quite a lot of caffeine yesterday. Like, is it that? But no, it feels more. Um, and a big part of this as well is realizing that the ventilation in the studio is important. So I have bought a big, it's completely airtight at the moment, which is not safe. So now after every session, and they're only, our sessions are an hour and then the live streams are 2 hours, I open my door and it's just a few feet and then there's another door to bring in outside air. Plus the middle area, which is like a tiny little bit left of the garage, does allow a lot of air to come in there. But not long, probably a couple of weeks, and I'll install the new air fan, and we'll be good to keep trucking. But yeah, it's taught me a lot about simplification, about not worrying about spending money on the right things, and I do a few practices like I will choose something and then I'll add it to either my Amazon basket or wish list, and other websites and e-commerce retail systems are available. And then once I've done that, I might keep it there for days, weeks, and reflect on, do I really need it? Like, is this what I really want? Do I already have something else that could do a similar job? Because definitely a lot of reuse in rebuilding these things. Anyway, if this geek talk about my studio hasn't uh, bored you to death, I guess the short answer is it's made my life and my sessions so much easier. So much easier. Everything just works, and it's still not even finished yet. I've still got more work to do, more simplification, which is just fabulous. Okay, on to the other events that are going on. So last night I kicked off the Higher Self Intermediate Training. Hello to all four of you, and apologies to the mix-up to one of you. We didn't manage to get one of you onto the Zoom call, but there's a replay and there's a follow-up practice session Thursday, and it was just fabulous. Well, that goes really fast. Just fabulous to get you started, and what I love about the intermediate courses, there's time to practice in the training, and I just make more time. I learned it from the first time I run it is I booked out 4 hours each week, so two-hour sessions each week. And then we have the option as a class of attending, the class, not me, the class has the option of attending the Thursday one. So that got kick-started. We were doing deep dives into chakra scanning and looking at the size, shape, color, rotation, looking for negative energies, entities, talking to chakras, and getting an indication of like where we can assist in healing. And the class all did amazing, and all of wide-ranging abilities. And if you're in the class and you're watching this, you know who you are. I just want to say how proud I am of you. You really embrace this work, and it's quite, it's difficult to learn, and I feel in many respects it's difficult to teach. And because really simply, it comes down to having a safe space and practicing with a little bit of guidance about the sorts of things that you can explore, this kind of dimensions of what you can explore to get you started. Just enough confidence and safety for you to, well, a lot of safety to get you into the next stage, which is, just getting on to the next practice and the next practice and keep going. And that's definitely how I learned on the job when I was doing the work. And then today I have some at Naked Revive. I'm actually sat around by waiting for all these cars to pass. So this is like the main kind of motorway um, from from down south up to Edinburgh. All these cars are coming off. So just heading into Haddington now. Welcome to Haddington, twin town with of Binnie. Don't know what that is. Maybe France or somewhere. I don't know. And my pronunciation is terrible, and maybe my reading's worse. Yeah, so Swedish message. Really excited for that. And I spent some time doing like a kind of sheets of all the maybe 60 plus moves, just like a cheat sheet, so that you can see easily in one page all the different moves to do. Because one of my challenges is remembering it. And what I found is that, I mean, I'll tell my client this. My client knows today that it's a student practice. And they also know that it will be, I'm busy studying about halfway through the course. So my plan is to just I have like the one pager. I've got two or three copies of it. I'm just going to leave them on the floor, ideally out of sight for my clients. And I I roughly know them. I mean, if I'd pushed myself, which I don't think would have been a good idea, but I could have like spent a few hours at the weekend as well as creating the sheet and doing hours of massage practice to with my case study to go on and memorize it. But I think I'd be too exhausted. I also need a lot of rest. And you learn best when you're rested. Well, you do everything better when you're rested, right? And I've got two online sessions. I did have a psychic reflexology session booked, but that's now moved. And what I'm learning is that whenever I get a cancellation or reschedule, and you can at the moment my policy is you can reschedule up to 36 hours, which I've figured out is like depending on the day is enough time for me to reasonably fill a session. Um, Now I just like to put out one advert and just say, oh, there's a new session, and that's it. Like I don't obsess about it. Go, oh no, what will I do? There's no, no one's coming at that time because there's no point in. It's a funny thing to say. There's no point in twisting the arm of the universe. Um, in other words, no point in the universe has already got a plan for you. There's no like making space. So I now have a space from about 11:30, give or take, to 3 p.m. I don't know what's going to happen. What I tend to do now is just go and mingle with with the other clients in the wellness center and the other practitioners. Just spend time with them and chat and just be human. And because I also know my family get quite tired of me going on about the incessant detail of what's going on at my work because I guess it's all just so new to me and it's all the depth. It's like a new job, a new career. There's so much to learn in my defense. And I geek out and I really enjoy it. So I'm always talking about it, never about the names or specifics of clients, but always talking about, different decisions and different experiences. So going to a wellness center and talking to other practitioners there is great because I can just it feels like literally the water cooler chat. You know, you can just have a chat with people there. Um, and yeah, then I've got a session at the end of the day, and then I'll be heading home, and I've got the evening off, which is great. So looking forward to that. Um, Wednesday going live at 10 a.m., which is 5 a.m. Eastern time with Natasha Rocha, and it's the first time we'll have gone live with the separate channel, which is mindful leadership. So I'm actually going live on my channel with that. So I'm really excited about it. And a red light, green light. Um, and it's going to be really cool. We'll do it in StreamYard, and yeah, it would be really fascinating to see what interactions we have being live. And of course, I'm excited about doing it in my new studio. And as well as that, we have I have some sessions and recording. I think tomorrow as well, I'm recording the Shadow Work podcast with Nova. So really excited for that. And because I always feel like it's really important to have some like a continued theme, even if it's a kind of dotted line about always taking time to face my shadows, talk about shadows, and help educate people about it. Because it's so easy to just disappear into the love and light rabbit hole. It's not a trap. It's just the kind of love and light, the high vibrations are just one side of the spectrum, right? Of dark to light. So it's really important to make sure we cover all aspects. And what else? And then Thursday, I think, is client sessions back on YouTube for the live stream. And then in at the night time doing the intermediate training. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. We'll be doing more quantum, like chakra scanning and psychic reading. We'll be doing body scanning, so scanning out beyond the chakras across the body. We'll be doing some light language, so listening to our different guides speaking light language, and I get to channel each of my guides different light language and feel into the differences in vibrations. And then we'll be ready for week two. I can't remember what week two is. That does not surprise me, John. Um, there's Aussies. That place is amazing. We were there weekends as a family, and it's beautiful. And it's quite funny when you go into that cafe, Aussies. There's a big sign, quite a big one. It's a two or three, um, and it's a poster of me, and it says John Binnie, psychic reflexology, and tells you to come along to the wellness center just around the corner. Oh, it's such a lovely town, Haddington. Everywhere seems very wet, even though there's no rain. And yeah, how's the new moon treating you? As I said, I feel very energized, and I'm going to do a wee um, a wee root chakra dance when I get to the wellness center. And it mainly involves me dancing around, stomping my feet, and connecting my root, like imagining the base of my spine connecting down into the core of Mother Earth, and really like becoming grounded John Binney. Because as I said earlier, like one of my cautious feelings from previous experiences are when I feel like super energized, um, it's easy to become unstuck and ungrounded. You know, end up talking really fast and um, feeling like you're invincible and all these things. So that's not necessarily a good thing. It's great to be energized, and I will more than happily ride this energy, but at the same time, just being cautious and grounded is always feels like a good thing. And let's hope there are plenty of spaces. I know when you come later to this little long stay car park, it's funny. It's long stay, but there's some cars that have like completely flat tires. Oh no, they're doing work here. Whoa. Um, what looks like it looks like they're doing. Oh, they're just cutting down. they're just trimming the bushes, which is great. Oh, there's loads of spaces. This one here is quite good, actually. There's loads of good ones. Yeah, that black car to the left has no no air in the tires, so it's definitely like a long stay for that. I don't mind these reversing into the bushes ones, but it tends to give my van quite a lot of mess at the back. That one's quite good. I have this thing, like this fear of people sat waiting behind me while I'm busy maneuvering my big van. I feel very uh, self-conscious. Um, why is it saying no parking there? Just check someone behind me. No parking. I don't want to just pull in there and then find that they're about to work. Ah, this is a clever idea, John. Reverse into where they have done the work. Oh, you're so smart, John. So, come around here. I'm sure you're really enjoying me doing some maneuvers in my van, but I guess still part being human. Oh, I'm reversing right up to the telegraph pole. I find it quite hard to judge them, even though they're often, you can see in my little reversing camera, they're quite far back. It's plenty. Great. Well, here's the saying. Um, Thank you so much for watching. If you have any requests for subjects you'd like me to talk about, because I love talking a lot, please do add in the comments. And if I'm feeling energized and excited, which probably will be when I drive back home, I will also give you an update on how my day went. Thank you so much. Take care. Sending love.